There are different trails, but they all lead to the truth. Follow, 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 follow. Welcome back to another episode of Rabbit Trails, where you never know where we may go.
Welcome back to another episode of Rabbit Trails, and today we have Gia Soul and Ju in the back. What's up?
Big Ju. Okay.
So I'm glad we was able to come together and do it in person. So we were just sitting here, vibing out, and we're going through a couple topics, but we ended up on, I hope I can say this on here, but we ended up on just pedophilia type incest, and how people have been affected by it and how it's still prevalent and going on today. It's just really sick, and it's been coming up a lot though. Seriously, I've met a lot of people who are still, seeing their abusers to this day, who haven't said anything. So I just want to stop, because this may be a trigger warning, but to anybody who has ever experienced it, to don't feel ashamed and don't feel like you have to die with it, okay? Somebody's going to listen and somebody needs to hear your story, but it needs to be talked about, okay? We've all had them creepy ass uncles feeling on us, and y'all can chime in, feeling on you and all this extra shit that nobody's never talked about, but it really affects people, and it really is something that could be detrimental. And even another thing is older men like seeking out younger women and taking advantage of them, because I was actually having this conversation. It was a conversation to be had. We were talking about baby dads and all of this, and I was like, yeah, I was this age, I was underage when I had my first son, and I was like 15, got pregnant, but it was a grown-ass man, and he still didn't want to step up because he would have had to admit that he was out here screwing 15-year-olds. So that don't have anything to do with me. But the people were like, no, you should be going for him. You should go. You should tie him in. Like, I'm like, so, I was like, what? I don't want to do all that. But thinking about it, it was like, damn, I was, young. So was I a victim? If it was consent, but yeah.
Yes.
But you can
yes, but you were underage.
And
yes.
However old he.
Yeah. And I get it. Like at that age, being a young teenager, but also like growing up and having to fend for yourself. You know what I'm saying? We have certain mentalities, especially when like we mess with older people, to think like that's just normal for us. Because I've been put in a lot of situations like that as well. You know what I'm saying?
What's sad is it's the new norm. It's the new norm. It's so normal that it doesn't matter, and it's been going on way before now. Like when I was literally when I was that age, like let's not get it twisted. I was fucking grown ass niggas, and half of them knew my age or didn't give a fuck. Like,
don't care. And a lot of these old ass niggas will feel comfortable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, my bad.
No,
okay. Lord, now I'm getting mad. But a lot of them will feel comfortable to mess with younger women because women their age don't want to be around them. They keep them for who they are. Yes, because they think they're gullible. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand what's going on, and also you don't care about me not being able to provide nothing to you but a love and a dream. If a man can do anything, he can sell a dream. Okay, baby, put him in the corner.
Let's not do that though, because what about these women? I've been seeing a lot of podcasts lately that these women been on here talking about that they go like niggas is 19 and shit, like they don't care.
Yeah, that's it. No, because it doesn't even matter about gender though. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep that neutral. But like, cause and a lot of men, even like now, like my age, like adults or like young adults, are telling stories about how they lost their virginity, and most of them lost it to older women, or they were just straight up sexually assaulted and don't even know that. A lot of these men don't even understand that they have been sexually assaulted. They don't even process that even that doesn't happen to me. I'm a man.
Like I was just saying, and they was telling me I was a victim. I'm like, what? But I guess it's perception, but it's definitely sick, because I don't know what we could have in common with that somebody that's so young. Most of our children are those ages and stuff. It's and I think some of it comes from a place of sickness, and then ego, control, because some people only deal with people that they can control. that they can manipulate, or that they feel like they can shape them or make them into. Look, if you think about it, like some of these young girls are getting pregnant, like they're getting married and young pregnant, and then they having like 5-6 kids because the nigga just keep on getting them pregnant. No, for real.
No, for real.
Just say, like, I've been meeting a lot of people, they're like, how many kids you got? I got 5 kids, I got 6 kids. And no shade, you know, be fruitful, take care of them. But it's just like, and then they be in these long ass marriages that don't have no love in them because these old ass niggas then took advantage of them when they was younger and shit. Like, how old was you when you got together? And I heard a nigga say some like shit like 17, and I was like, what? Even now that she's, you know, in her about to be in her 30s, this means you got her when she was real young.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like it's weak though too. Some people are weak as fuck and they need, you know, certain type of personalities to feel big or stroke their ego.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of different different layers to that.
What's crazy is I feel like it's definitely very generational though. And that's a lot of our grandmother stories. Our foremothers, great grandmothers was 14, having 14 children, married. The thing is, like, this is not anything that's new for us to experience. And I feel like this lesson is very generational. Like, it's really like in our bloodline. And this is the thing, even when it comes to a lot of the things that we might experience now, just in a human experience, young period, a lot of the things that we go through and we experience is something that is in our bloodline, and our ancestors went through and experienced but died and never were able to learn that lesson. You know what I'm saying? Have a different path in their life, have options, have choices. A lot of our grandmothers, great grandmothers, you hear it's normal having 14 kids, having to get married at young ages to men who were terrible to them. They were terrible people, and they had to marry these men because it was normal. So they stayed married for 20, 30 years, had a whole generational family. You won't even hear, you hear your great grandmother at 85 talking about, oh, I never loved that nigga.
Not I never loved that nigga.
He's in the ground, but how could I? He was a terrible person. I just had to marry him because I had a kid with him. I got pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of things were forced upon, especially when it wasn't, you know, popular to the public. If I get an underage girl pregnant now, I'm forced to marry her to make it look a certain way in the public eye. But touching it back on what you were talking about, generations, that generational incest is real. You know, family members sleeping with family members because they grew up being touched on or groped. All right, some people being groped so much to the point to where they think it's okay. So now they're screwing uncle on the low and nobody knows, or they do because they're all doing it. Okay, and that's the stuff that nobody wants to talk about. Okay, nobody wants to talk about the person in the house that's actually been there, and you know the moms have chosen to stay with them, and everybody's still in fucking delusional and la la land, acting like everything is okay, and this motherfucker hasn't been touching everybody in the house. Even, you know, and it gets to a point that we got to make sure that we are looking out for the children, because the children don't have a voice. So if you know that this type of behavior is going on, and yes, you can move away from the situation and make sure you're saving your children, but make sure also that other children are not, you know, being affected by this. And I know sometimes it's hard to you know, go against the grain, especially if somebody's in the situation and they don't want to see it and they're kind of delusional about it, or don't want to admit the truth. But, you know, do what you can to stand in where you will. All right, because it you know, it's happening. A lot of people go to their grave with these stories. You know, a lot of people harbor this stuff and have been holding it for eons. They have never talked about it. All right, have never talked through what they've been, especially the older generation. All right, so you know, give each other some grace. A lot of people have been through different things, and we don't know how it's going to affect. You know, somebody could come out, you know, strong from it, and then on the other hand, it could tear another person down, where it affects their life, it affects their relationships, it affects how they move when it comes to love and intimacy, you know, with their partner. So, you know, be very vigilant, but like I was saying, make sure that you're being a voice for the kids and you're not letting these creeps, okay,
weirdos,
creep through because it's not normal. I think I just seen a post on I think it was Facebook, and it was a 14-year-old, and the guy continued to pursue her even though she said she was 14. And that's why I say it's not everybody's surprised, but let's be for real. It's not really new to us because, I grew up, I was, bow-legged, you know what I mean? Niggas was pulling over on the side, hey, what's up? And I was 15, stacked. You feel me? Like, so it's not new.
It's not.
And they don't care. So, I feel like protect your children as much as you can. Tell them, okay? Because tell them so they don't be led astray. Because if you tell them, all adults are right, and so they're looking up as an adult, and then they got an adult leading them a fucking straight, they're gonna think that I need to do, this shit because this is an adult. Every adult is not there and have good intentions. Okay, so it's teach your teenage girls and stuff protocol. Get the fuck out of there. Okay.
Hey, no motherfucking Rocky. So, no, I don't want to talk to you. No, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like no, and equipping them with the tools, like you said, and also like you said, like understanding that at young ages, these children not only don't have a voice, but when they get to the ages of developing their voices are taken away from them. Or you know what I'm saying? Like for me as an adult now, being 22, I realized that I lived the experience as a young teenager or as a young person where my voice was taken away from me. So I didn't know or understand like how to utilize that, and that's still something I'm learning how to utilize. But these kids, when we're put in positions as adults, have gone through situations and know what that feels like, it's because we can now protect these children from going through the same thing. If they are equipped with the tools and they understand that their voice is something that can never be taken away from them, then they're always going to use that and make sure that they can keep themselves out of these situations, and we can end the generational curse.
Yeah, and because healing is a big thing. As you heal generations, okay, and you keep the ones to come after you from having to go through those same things. So it's very important to heal, because when some people are not healing and this stuff has happened to them, that prevents them from being able to protect their child, because they're like, no one was there for me. So bitch, do you love or hate your child at this point? Because if I've been through this, why would I, allow, or, I'm not saying everybody allows or internalizing it is not your fault. But some people, they can, step in and say something, or, even if they share their story and come out, things could have a different outcome. But things are passed down, even when it comes to the person that's actually doing the touching. What we don't understand, a lot of these people have been touched, and they've been touched by they touched, and everybody's been touching, and it's been a generational thing, and everybody just hasn't said nothing. And like I said, it becomes so normal to where everybody was doing it, but nobody said something. Like, that's where, kissing cousins come from and shit like that. Words like that, all right? Like, this is nothing new. Family members that had babies with each other and shit because it became so normal, all right? The motherfuckers playing house and shit, hiding in the closet and shit, like, what was it? Hide and go get it? Like, who was motherfuckers playing with that? Family. Okay, motherfuckers, it was all family was there. Like, come on, like. But it's time to stop this nonsense, all right? And it's time to really step up and speak out. And don't see, because what's happening is everything that is good and real is trying to be made bad and fake. It's like they're trying to flip it, and everything that's fucked up, they're trying to make it okay. Okay? That's why people are not getting a lot of time for these sexual crimes. And it's ridiculous, because you mean to tell me this motherfucker only got 6 months? Like, no? Oh, okay.
Or nothing at all.
Yeah.
A lot of cases, just nothing at all. Just, And even when you put it on a higher scale of things, when you look at these industry cases, for example, first of all, and I was just saying this because we were just talking about this off camera. None of these niggas said anything about certain so and so being sick, and now we're all just sudden finding out. This is no surprise. Everybody's sick. Everybody's doing it. Literally, everybody is doing it. It's just a known fact. You know
but
what I'm saying?
It's since been.
Yeah.
I've reposted things where back in the day, these creeps were sitting up on kids shows and coercing the kids and rubbing in their hairs. So it's been a thing.
Been.
It's a whole society of sick motherfuckers, and you gotta know that. Just like there's good and a lot of people are, some people are here to do good, there's motherfuckers that's here to do bad and do nasty gutter butt shit. Like people don't get, rich or the people that we see, they don't get rich and successful from the chance. Like they gotta do shit. Like
they're doing.
they're willing to do.
They're doing anything, baby. They will do anything.
Gotta have morals.
Hide your kids. Hide your mama. Hide they getting everybody up here.
Hide your wife.
Hide them all. They get everybody. Like, oh.
Hold on, how much is that? That's 10, that's 15. We almost got 20 minutes. Let's see. Shop Essential Essence. Check out our manifestation candles as well as our other spiritual products to help become a better you.